Hi guys, I wanted to hop back on again because I wanted to discuss a topic regarding relationship with mothers. This is a very sensitive topic to me. I am a mother and I know how important it is to have a good relationship with your mother, especially as being a mother myself. That was the most important thing for me, to have a good relationship with my kids and to be there for them, especially since my relationship with my own mother was the complete opposite. So right there, I think that says a lot, because I think normally people who go through a pattern of not having the best relationship with their mother, they ended up repeating that same cycle. But it was more of, I did not want to do anything like my mother, and I wanted to do the complete opposite. I took what was good and I used that and I left the rest. And so therefore, I was, very aware of the type of mother that I wanted to be for my kids. And this topic is very sensitive to me because I went through a difficult time where that was trying to be undermined. It was trying to be that my relationship with my kids was being undermined. My relationship with my kids was there were a lot of interferences in how I could mother my kids, let's say. And I will go into that further and more in detail, exactly why that happened, because that's another topic that needs to be discussed and addressed, and we need to learn from that so that can stop happening. But so because of that, those interferences trying to stop me from becoming the best mom I wanted to be to my kids, it's sensitive because I don't like when people talk bad about moms, especially to their own kids, right? I think parents should not talk bad about the other parent. I don't think they should undermine what they're saying. I think they should show respect to their mothers. So having said that, I don't have a relationship with my own mother, and I don't speak to my mother, and my relationship with my mom was quite different. And so I know it seems quite interesting because I respect moms, and I respect what they do, and I respect how they act, all that goes into being a mom, and realizing that moms need support to be the best mom, and that they need the support from their husbands, they need support from their families, support from society, to respect them and not to diminish them as a stay-at-home mom, because moms are one of the most important things needed in our society to function. Moms are just really important. Now, my relationship with my own mother was the complete opposite. My mom didn't want to be a mom. She didn't enjoy being a mom. She was not happy. She was miserable, and it affected the kids. And I felt like it was more geared towards me than to my brother, but it was nonetheless, she was not happy, and she didn't enjoy being a mother. And hurt people often hurt other people. And I say often because I was the exception to that rule. I was definitely hurt, but I did not hurt other people. So she was hurting, and she was hurting us on top of it. So now, the reason why I don't speak to my mom is because she's still not consciously aware of what her wrongdoings are, and is not willing to change or willing to do better and to make amends, and maybe understand that what she did wasn't correct or wasn't right. So if someone's not willing to change and do better, you can't have a relationship with that, because they just continue to be the same way. They still they don't respect you, they don't treat you well, and in my case was often malicious and hurtful, in spite. This wasn't, I know it's maybe hard to understand, and especially as a mom of myself, I can't understand how a mom does not have love for their own kid. But that's where she was coming from. She just did not have any love for me and didn't show me any love, and not only didn't show me any love, but had pure hatred for me. And I didn't understand that until much later in life. But growing up, oh, your mom loves you, and just kept gaslighting me as if what I was going through was normal, and oh, she's just like that. And I mean, I knew my mom came here at a young age and left her country to come here, and was left in a foreign country to go to school. And so, she has her own, that's just the way she is. And so there were a lot of excuses, but there was no accountability on her part. So, but even as growing up, yeah, your mom has bad days. She just takes it out on you. Like, you don't think your mom hates you, I mean, you just think your mom just angry. I just got a ladybug. That's good luck right there. So, this is obviously a deep topic, and I want to go into it further, but I just wanted to talk on it because I don't think people talk about this. People don't mention how hard it is to go through life, especially as a mom, to not have a relationship with your own mom and being judged for it, or oh, how can you not talk to your mom? Trust me, if it gets to the point where you're not talking to your mom, it must be pretty bad. It must have taken the whole lifetime to try to resolve, this conflict. But sometimes the best thing you can do is to put boundaries up and let time play out. So that's where we are with that. But that's my personal relationship with my own mother. I'm not saying you need to cut off your mother. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. That's not my decision. My is only to share my experience so far. And when I stopped talking to my mom, things have gotten like the cloud started lifting. I started seeing things so much clearer. I started to see things from my own point of view versus having her influence over me, having her negativity or her, there's a lot to be said, about this because, having being the first child and having the first girl and having to act the best, the good girl, and doing everything perfect and wanting to please your mom and doing things, just to get that love and attention, right, that you want from your mom. So like I said, there is a lot, but it just also, when I'm talking about it out loud and sharing my experience, which I have never done before until now, you can see how much I've actually grown and how much it doesn't hurt me as it did, because I was very hurt by this, I was really, really hurt. And once I started to take back my power and to realize I don't need my mom's approval and support and attention, everything just shifted. Everything just got better. I feel whole on my own. I don't need my mom. And that was the piece that was missing the whole time, So I'm going to leave it there. And but this topic is not done. There's a lot to be said. I want to talk about how I mother my kids, and how going through the divorce, how that also, how difficult that was, affecting my relationship with my own kids. So, but yeah, like I said, awareness is key, and I'm just here to create awareness and some kind of emotional support for others who who need that if you're going through something similar. Okay? Yeah. Sometimes it's not as black and white. Maybe you have an on and off relationship with your mother. And, I felt guilty too. I kept making excuses, going back and forgiving and going back and forgiving. And it just, nothing was changing. I was getting treated worse and worse and worse every time. So sometimes when you're in the relationship, it's harder to see. You gotta step back to really assess it, All right, guys. I hope this kind of helped. Leave me any comments or questions if you have any. Email me if you need me. I hope you have a good rest of the day. Thank you. Bye-bye.